What's good, YouTube? We're back at it again. The giveaway has been finished. The account Big Booty Cheeks has responded and given his information the way I can contact him. I will be doing more giveaways in the future, most likely at 50 subscribers and another at 100 if I ever get there. But today's video will be on the worst possible builds on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. These builds are complete awful and unusable, but they're really funny to use in the park if you want to try them out. Let's get right into it. The first build, you make it as a point guard at 6'7". You make it max weight. This build is just completely useless in every single way. So let's just get right into it. Go burly, because that's just the funny body shape for a point guard. And that's what I usually run on my guard. Just as like a joke for this type of build. Make the wingspan 6 feet 7 inches. And then you'll get right into making the build. None of the stats will be max, making this an awful build, and they'll all just be a little even, make it okay at everything, but pretty terrible at everything also. Bring the close shot up to a 63, the driving layup up to a 69, the driving dunk up to a 69, the standing dunk up to a 65, my bad, I thought it was, bring the post control up to a 69, bring the mid-range up to a 71. Bring the three-point shot up to a 69. And bring the free throw up a little bit higher to a 95, making this only good at free throws and nothing else. So 5 finishing, 5 shooting. 69 pass accuracy, 58 ball handle, and speed with ball 77, making this useless at everything. Only 3 potential playmaking badges. Bring up the interior defense pretty high, which is a useless stat, to 76. And 69 interior perimeter defense. This build can do nothing that you would ever want on a guard, making it just a complete troll of a build. And then you get 5, 5, 3, and 7, then max all the physicals to take up the rest of the badge point spots, making this awful build. To add on to the terribleness, when I move on, just choose the worst takeovers you can possibly do. Like, for me, in my opinion, I would recommend the Advanced Gathers takeover and the Interior Badge Drop. Just 2 completely terrible takeovers that no one would ever want on a build. And then just finish it off with whatever takeover you like, I guess, if you don't want to do those 2 takeovers. But those are the ones I recommend. Now try this troll build out. It's called the Rugged Point. And go troll people. And then we'll be moving on to build number 2, which has a little more badges, but is still a terrible build. Alright, this is the second build. It is a point guard build. It is a 5'7" point guard with max wingspan. Keep the weight up at max, which is 175. Go burly again, because burly is just the funny body shape for this awful build. And then that's what you just got to keep going with. Max out the close shot, which is the stat you would never want on a guard that is 5'7". 74 driving layup, 71 driving dunk, post control max to get 10 finishing badges. If you go any more, you'll get 11 finishing badges, which is what you don't want. You want the minimum possible badges for this type of build. Okay, now max out mid-range shot in a second. I'll be maxing it out when I'm done doing whatever. Just max out the mid-range shot and bring up the three-point shot a tiny bit. Just a small bit, so it's not a usable level of three-point shot, but it's up just to waste badge points. Bring up the pass accuracy to a 75, ball handle to a 79, so you cannot get any of the good dribble moves, making this build just complete garbage. Interior defense up, perimeter, because that's a useless stat. Perimeter defense up to a 79, so you do not get clamps. Steal up just so you barely get interceptor. You don't want that, but that's the only way. Defensive rebound. I made a mistake with this build now that I realize it. Do not put the ball handle up to an 80. Put it up to a 79 so you cannot get the dribble moves, okay? And then just max out all the physicals to waste out the final badge points on this build. And then you are done with that. You can also just do this, take more off of the shooting, making that bad. And there we go. For the takeovers, I would also recommend advanced gathers, just like the last one, because that's just a terrible takeover. And then do a different random, like I'd recommend doing team takeover boost as the playmaking takeover, because that's just not the most helpful one at all. You technically can do whatever takeover you want, but these are the two I would recommend for this, just to make this build not good. You can do probably one of the defensive ones. I wouldn't recommend extreme clamps. I'd recommend one of the bad defensive ones. But yeah, this is the ones I recommend. You get the deep mid-range shot creator. It sounds like a decent build, but it's not. And that will conclude today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more builds and gameplay in the future. And I'm done here.